Hi, this is Karan Bhardwaj from bornofib.com. Right now, I'm here at National Rail Museum in the national capital, where Samant Chauhan has just showcased his latest autumn-winter collection. Samant is here with us, and of course, beautiful model Sonal Singh. Thank you so much for joining us on Born of Fib. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Samant, first of all, I was quite impressed because for the first time, something, chai biscuit was offered on the ramp.
That's true.
I think that was the whole
Part
idea
of,
your experience.
Experience,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Tell us about that. I'll come to your rail journeys and all that, but on creating this atmosphere of the rail.
Well, that was the idea, and that's why we choose this rail museum, because it has all the vintage thing. The story belonged to my native place called Jamalpur, where Britishers established the first railway workshop way back in 18th century. So that's the whole idea, we need those, and I grown up seeing those steam engines and the vessel, and so there was no place actually. Either it could be a railway platform. That also has changed. So the rail museum is the only place where we can thought of, and
right. You have, I believe, fond memories of railways. Your father also worked in the railways. Tell us about that, your fondness for railways and your early memories.
It was always all my grandfather was in railway, my dad was in all my uncle used to work on railway, so whole of my family used to work in the railway. And my dad was only thing that do whatever, but you don't need to join the railway because he want to see the change.
Okay. Life has come full
yes. So it's all credit to him that you don't need to do the 9 to 6 job. You have to do something, either filmmaking, graphics, or anything, but not related to job.
Right.
So,
if I can ask you, railways is not just a mode of transport in this country. Parallel country runs across the track.
Exactly.
And this is how, at least my perspective about India has shaped. Because you see different dimensions of the country, across, opposite the tracks. So if I could ask, how has railways and your experience or your journeys changed your perspective about life, about this country?
It's been great. You meet people who you don't know, and then you become friend. And before doing this collection, we started this campaign called "What is your railway memory?" And there's so many story and so many nice story about people who was talking about their memories, and they're so interesting in a way that it's really inspiring. So I was just I was inspired when we started. It was all my story, my.
Right.
So just before, I think 1 month back, we started taking interview to add something what new I can add to my collection in my story. And I was surprised to know everyone has a story about the railway.
Right.
That's fantastic.
What comes to your mind, by the way, when you think of childhood and railways?
It's my school was in a railway colony. Everything is related to railway, and I still travel in railway. It's still if I have a chance and if I have time, I'll definitely I'll prefer railway rather going into flight.
Sonal is wearing a beautiful jacket. How are you feeling, by the way, Sonal? You just walked the ramp as well.
I'm feeling great. I think the thing I love about Samant's clothes is that you feel very powerful, you feel very confident as a woman, but at the same time there's comfort and there's ease because the fabric is so breathable. So it's great. I love it.
Right. You always work with silk, and so give us a sense of the collection and how did it gel with the the entire atmosphere.
Silk is always close to heart, and that's the core of our brand. And this season we worked with the Munga silk, and every season we introduce new fabric. Like last year it was Chanderi, before that it was Banaras. This season we introduced this Munga silk, which is you can see the completely different texture. This also, it's not Munga, it's called Eri. That's also come from the Assam, and which is, you've seen the collection, how different and how elegant those fabrics are.
Right, and you have done some association with NGO as well from.
Yeah, it's a Golden Thread of Assam, who is a core NGO, it's a society, you can say, who's helping weavers and helping people to grow, and how they can increase their per capita income, and how they increase their production to get more work.
Right.
That's their idea.
before we sign off, your last concluding words to the viewers right now.
We are Samant Chauhan next season.
Sonal, what would you say?
I would say that it's a lovely day here and we're all having a great time, and I love this outfit, so yes, wear Samant Chauhan and use the railways.